So the final training I bought is a tour rotation stick from TRS, which I didn't buy it for me in mind actually. I bought this for teaching. I think it's a great teaching aid and it's going to be perfect for you. Because Rob is somebody that when I've asked him to demonstrate a chip, he plays more of a pitch and he actually tries to put loft on the club. So I think with this training, what it's going to do, it's going to improve your distance control because you're going to be delivering a more consistent loft on your club when you chip in.
Right.
So it might, to you, come out a little bit lower than you normally used to because you usually put a bit of loft on. With this, you can't. Because as you come down, if you try to increase your loft, you see what's going to happen here with your body? So you've got to actually turn and rotate using one lever in your system. So that's just your shoulders, no hands. So you've got to clear your body and not put any second lever in with your hands. So you're hitting the ball with the dynamic loft of the golf club, which for most mid to handicappers, honestly, they're always trying to help it with their hands, and that's why the contact's not so good. So we're going to go and test this out with you. But the reason I like this one more is because there's a little bit of give in it. So if you don't get it right, you can actually still enjoy your practice. Because I've done this with alignment sticks down the shaft, you know, 2 or 3 shots, and I can see that the client's getting really frustrated, really annoyed because it's not soft learning. I feel like this is kind of like...
It's got some give in it.
It's got some give so that you can develop with the stick rather than duffing everything. You know, having 100 duffs and not getting one right. You know, that's one way to sort of demotivate your client, get him not enjoying the golf. We want you to enjoy your practice. So we're going to go and test that and see if we can help you and see what you notice. Let's see what Rob's feedback is with this and see if you would actually buy one.
Sounds good.
So first things first, guys, and I want you to get interactive with this. Rob's going to hit 5 shots to the back pin, and I want you to just take note of his ball flight. I'm not saying putting this TRS stick on is going to make him better straight away, but let's see if we notice any differences. And I think, well, I know what's going to happen. I don't know if you guys do. Is this what you call a chip shot, by the way?
I've probably overcooked that one, I'll be honest, but...
Yeah. And Rob's a good golfer now. I mean, you're off 10, aren't you?
Yeah.
But these are the gains. These are where you can improve.
I'm very feely with chips.
Yeah.
I must admit that I've always just... I feel like I'm just guiding my hands as and when I need to, but I don't really think about it too much. I'm
not being critical, because you do need an element of feel when you're chipping.
Yeah, I'm all about feel, I think.
Yeah, but you need mechanics as well.
Yeah.
It needs to be a balance.
I've had lessons in the past,
yeah,
but always on my, the irons and the long shots.
Full swing.
I've never had a short lesson.
This is going to be a little bit of a lesson in itself. Just hit one more. So it's quite clear to see, Rob.
I know what you're going to say. I've got this, I should be getting it, chip and running it, right?
Yeah.
And I just haven't practiced the chip and run.
No, it's fine.
Running it on. I like to get it up and get it near. Yeah.
My point is more the fact that you can chip. Look at these. So I mean, you've got 3 shots there. I think we'd all be happy with. But you've got 1 off the green and you've got 1 considerably short.
Yeah, there's a bit of bad dispersion, would you say, right? Or
yeah,
not?
But that's because you're relying on a lot of feel.
Yeah.
And if your feel's not on,
then,
you know, if you've not warmed up, you've not practiced straight onto the course, what have you got? You've got nothing, have you?
Yeah.
There's no mechanics. So this is where now I want you to just pop the TRS stick on. He's not seen this before, but see if you can work it out. Doesn't take a rocket science, does it? It's just a bit of a clamp. And then you just sort of tighten it up, so it's dead easy to use.
Yeah, that was the first time we'd done that, weren't it?
It were, yeah.
All right. I didn't want to look stupid then.
I'm going to clear them balls out first. So guys, I'm not expecting no miracles here. I'm probably expecting Rob's results to be worse than the last ones. But what I'm expecting is that this training aid is going to give you a feel of how to release the golf club correctly, using more your shoulders and your chest and more of a one-piece, swing. So there's no second lever. He'll start to use his wrists a lot more. He'll start to use more dynamic loft. And I think what we'll notice is your ball flight will become more consistent.
You said I use my wrists a lot more. Do you mean a lot less?
No, a lot less.
Yeah, like you said use my wrists a lot more then.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot less as in less wrists.
You'll use less wrists. I'm not sure I did, but anyway. Okay. Whatever. But what I think you will do is use less wrists. You'll release the club a lot more with the chest and and the shoulders naturally, because you're trying not to hit your body with that alignment
Yeah.
stick.
I can already feel it when I'm doing it. It's hitting me.
Yeah.
It's touching me.
But
It's a little bit of give, so it's...
Yeah, and I want people at home to understand these things take some time to get used to. You can't pick this up, Rob, and think, oh, I don't like this. This is not for me. I don't like feeling it. It's not very good. Your results here won't be very good to start with. Just have a go at hitting some balls.
Oh.
Well, there it is. You can't get any more honest than that, can you?
Jesus.
So can you feel a bit more of a putting stroke? Less wrist, more shoulders. That's better. Excellent. And what it might mean is that you need an actual, more of a longer stroke with your shoulder. You know, obviously you need to use your shoulders and your back to turn a little bit more than normal because you're not using your wrist. But look at the difference in that ball flight. They're a lot more controlled. You're not flying it high up in the air so much.
Yeah.
There's a lot more control in that flight, Rob.
I feel like I'm a lot more, like, not driving the ball, but a lot more like, I'm not releasing it. In
yeah,
words. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not as much release, which you don't need when you're playing a chip shot. If you watch Dan Greaves, you know, it'd probably be like a release one, we call it.
Right.
So the release is actually more below your hip.
Yeah. So
it's not a long release.
Okay.
It don't look as pretty, but it's more...
I've got a 54 here. Would this be the right club?
Yeah, you could use a 54. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the club. But this is where a lot of high handicappers will be put off with this shot already because they've not improved on the first results. They've not improved on the results that on the technique that they've been using, so then they just go back to what they know. This is where you probably need a little bit of coaching along with a stick, possibly.
Yeah. I mean, this is the first time I've hit it.
It is. And don't be embarrassed, because I think you're a great example to sort of mid to high handicappers about when they buy a training aid, it doesn't instantly work. But honestly, as a golf coach, if TRS are watching this, if you know any low handicappers are watching this, you'll already be able to see how much better Rob's release is. It's releasing more. Look at that turn, how much you've turned your chest. You know, your hands are working left.
Turn more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's...
you know, after however many years chipping like that, it's going to take some time to get used to, isn't it?
Definitely.
I'm not just going to pick that up.
Definitely, but the way that you're playing this kind of shot now looks a lot more... You know, I would say... I mean, do you want me to just demonstrate how it should be done?
Yeah, go ahead, yeah.
Put myself under pressure here, haven't I? So I think what Rob's doing is he's still got a little bit too much leverage on the way back. You still set your hands a little bit more like a pitch shot. So for this to be played right, we've got to I'd probably have that ball a little bit further back towards you, inside your back foot as well. But you've got to keep this left arm and club in a lot straighter line as you go back, so there's not as much leverage. I mean, I'm guilty of probably having a little bit too much, soft hands, because I didn't have coaching until I was a little bit older as well. But a little bit more, less leverage, and that were a practice stroke, by the way.
That were worse than mine.
How embarrassing. That were a practice stroke. So no leverage, a little bit straighter arm, and then turn that body. Mine's going to come out a little bit lower than yours because I don't have as much leverage on the way back. It should be a little bit more like that. Got to finish on a better one than that.
Got to get one inside mine.
Even me though, as somebody who actually feels that I've got the not too bad a technique, it's made me make a little bit better turn, having that there and being a bit more conscious. Finish inside yours, I'm a bit struggling because you've got them right down the line. Not bad. But the difference between me and you, Rob, is that although I've not warmed up and they're not the best shots in the world, they're both consistent. Both ball flights were the same height, the same distance, and I think that's credit to having a little bit better technique.
Yeah.
And there's no disrespect to that, but that's where a 10 handicapper like yourself has got to work a little bit harder and improve your technique.
That could be something as simple as that would take maybe 2 or 3 shots off a round, and then I become a single figure. Maybe, I don't know.
I think I need to give you this to practice with in Dubai.
Okay.
I'm going to give you that, but I want to see you tagging TRS Golf.
Is it free?
It'll be free. I want you to tag TRS Golf.
That's the first thing you've ever given me.
On practice grounds in Dubai.
I don't get balls,
Once
gloves.
you're a better chipper.
I don't get anything from you.
Once you're a better chipper.
Thanks.
All right, so make sure you tag them and say thank you. And guys, that brings us to the end of today's video, but up next, we're going to be playing a match, aren't we?
We're up for it, aren't we?
And we're actually playing, we don't gamble much on this channel. We're not big on gambling, but we're playing for a meal tonight, up to £50 each.
No, minimum 50.
Minimum?
Yeah,
no, let's chill out, £50. Right, so whoever loses is going to be paying for the meal tonight. And I've not played with Rob for a while, have I?
It's been a while, hasn't it?
It's been a while. There's been, you can imagine how much banter there's been in group, like obviously talking about, there's been massive build up to this. So big game, and we're definitely going to bring the crunching holes as well. Guys, we're going to have a great few days here in Portugal. Make sure you stay tuned for the next videos. We've got some crackers coming up, including your new clubs and a few other bits and pieces. So yeah, let's get going.
Let's go.
Tee off.